All right, we'll get it going with Tom Orsborn from the Express News. Go ahead, Tom.
How is LaMarcus's rehab going? Can you give us an update on where he's at with it?
He's doing very well. He has been real disciplined about it. And, day to day, it's a process. He's just doing what the docs and the medical people want him to do. So far it's a positive.
You miss having Tim around?
Well,
in a number of respects, or
I always miss having Tim around. Whether he's coaching or not coaching, he's always been around because it's hard for him to stay out of the gym. But he's not here in Orlando with us, and although he would like to be here, it just didn't make much sense to me to put him through that. So he's coaching from home.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Let's go to Jen Hale from Pelicans TV. Go ahead, Jen.
Hi, Coach.
Hi.
Size up Zion for me. When you look at him, how do you evaluate him as a player, especially from the beginning of the season until now?
Well, I wouldn't be able to do that. I haven't watched Zion from the beginning of the season until now. Alvin will be able to give you a really good answer, though. What I see is what everybody else on the planet sees. That he's a hardworking, aggressive player, competes at the highest level. Very explosive, very quick, very strong. Learning the game like any other young player, but very willing and quite a young prospect.
Thanks, Jen. Let's go to Julio from Puerto Rico. Julio, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Can you tell us what's the environment on the team at this point that you guys still have a chance to make it to the playoffs? Can you tell us what's the confidence level with the young players like DeJounte Murray, that he's still struggling from his shooting percentage, and DeMar DeRozan as a leader of the team? Can you let us know what's the confidence level at this point?
Well, they're just playing. They're just doing their job. They're everybody that's here is either already assured that they're in the playoffs, or people like us are trying to get in. And we all compete and just try to do it. So your confidence level is always high until you're not in it anymore.
Thanks, Julio. Let's go to Tom Petrini from Ken's 5. Go ahead, Tom.
Hey, Coach. How you doing?
Fine. How are you?
I'm all right. This is basically a playoff game against another hungry team in the West. What are you hoping to see from the young guys? And then what are you hoping to see from veterans like DeMar and Rudy, who've been getting buckets for you really well?
We want the same thing from all of them, just like we have from day one while we've been here, and we've gotten that. They've been wonderful. We said from the beginning this was a developmental sort of situation for us. And if we were fortunate enough to get into the playoffs, that's great. But the real win was to develop the young players and to mesh them with the older guys and prepare, for next season. And a big part of that was developing these young guys. So we've done that from the beginning. It's gone very well, so I'm very pleased.
Thanks, Tom. Our last one is from Lauren Chan, Spurs.com. Go ahead, Lauren.
Pop, with so much focus on the development, Rudy has been such a spark in the bubble. What has he also provided, outside off the court or and in terms of leadership with these guys?
Rudy and DeMar have both been great mentors. They've kind of stepped back in the beginning during the few weeks of practice to see these young kids, see what they could do. They were very impressed with them. They're enjoying playing with them. They've been very patient with them, and it's meshed together really well. So we've really been pleased, with what those two guys have allowed everybody else to do. But, having said that, just a reminder to you guys why we're here. It is the opening of the NBA, and we're going to have a playoff, and there's going to be a champion and that sort of thing. But the thing that's even bigger for our country at this moment is this emphasis that so many more people seem to have. And that's, the racial injustice that we see. And it's become more obvious because of the killings of so many young black men. And we always hear about thoughts and prayers when our children are gunned down at schools, or our Marines or Navy or Airmen, Army, SEALs, no matter what it might be militarily, when they are killed. Thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. And it's the same way when young black men and young brown men are killed. Today's 6-year anniversary for Michael Brown. I don't know if any of you thought of that today, but 6 years ago today, he was gunned down and killed. So this was a young man who had just graduated from high school about a week earlier, I think. And there was some sort of an altercation that everybody is not agreed upon yet. But the fact that is agreed upon is this is a young man with his hands in the air, running away from an officer, running away, and receives 6 shots in the back that killed him. And it's just another example of an overall culture, not every policeman, so don't take it out of context, but an overall culture that sort of presumes guilt or feels danger because it's a young black man. And this particular officer even said that he was in fear of his life. Now, I can't imagine being in fear of my life if somebody's running away from me with their hands up. That's not too scary. And of course, he was never charged. And to this day, you can count the many more that have happened. And so that's one of the reasons why the coaches, the owners, the players, especially the staffs, everybody here wants to make sure that we sound this out constantly to make sure the momentum does not go away. So just take a minute and think about being in that situation or being in that family and having that loss for that reason. You guys have a good day.
Thank you, Coach. Guys, we'll get this turned out as soon as we can, and we'll see you guys after the game. Stay tuned to Spurs PR Twitter so that